What's up, agents? Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 video. In today's video, I want to talk about what we want and what we need from the Division 2 developers this year for the Division 2. What updates, what changes, what bug fixes, what additions do we need and want? Now, we have received some news and some tweets and some details about what's coming out this year, and we're going to go through that in a tweet very shortly. But this video is just going to be a discussion, so please make sure you leave a comment down below. TU15, the current PTSs are running for this update, and it will be releasing, I would say, within the next month or two, sometime then. PTS Phase 2 is concluded. This coming Friday, we will have PTS Phase 3, where everything will be added into the one PTS, so we can finally test everything for the final tweaks before the update is released. Now, this update, when it first came out, when I tested it, well, when I read the patch notes, should I say, I'm jumping ahead of myself, I was quite excited. When I actually played the PTS, as a lot of people know, I soloed the countdown. It was too easy. Then I tried the Heartbreaker gear set. It has a complete counter. It's strong, but it's easily countered. And we tried the new weapons. The new Uzina Getica is quite boring. The set's quite boring. Some of the new weapons, the Kingbreaker is terrible. It's one of the worst assault rifles in the game. I think the LMG was good. The blue screen LMG is one of my favorites, and the new SVD. I was a bit disappointed. And then I thought to myself, well, this update is not what we needed after years of silence. And this was clarified that this update isn't going to be the one that, I quote from what Yannick says, brings the community back, or actually is a gigantic comeback update. So let's go through this tweet just to put you guys at ease, to let you know that we should be getting more updates throughout the course of this year that should actually really change things. And then I want to talk about a bit later on what we need to have fixed and what I want to see added into the game.
Pezzo di merda. Devi levare l'aimbot, stronzo. No aimbot, no win.
So Yannick tweeted this on March 31st. Agents, before we all jump onto the PTS, there's something I'd like you to keep in mind. The year we've spent working on the game in silence was not spent making one gigantic comeback update. It was spent organizing and preparing for continuous support for the game. So that is good news, not for this coming update, but for the rest that should be coming out later in the year. The importance of this update is not in its size, but it's heralding a return to normal, with more to come after that. If this update doesn't contain the changes or content you were hoping for, just remember that there are more updates coming throughout the year. For now, I hope we can all share a happy moment and rejoice that support for the game is resuming. We're live again. I completely understand this, and I get what we're saying, but the community is kind of angry with what's been added. It's not just the fact that we're waiting for content, but the first update did incorporate a game mode that must have taken a long time to make, and Countdown has been changed since phase 1 of the PTS. Now, it is way more difficult. I don't think you could solo it. I haven't tried it yet, but they have increased the health pool of the NPCs. It is way more difficult. So it's still easy with an 8-man group. I think that people won't have problems, but it is a fast-paced raid. That is what they said. To me, I might not even play it, guys. I might even play it once or twice, depending on how good the farming is, but they did nerf the amount of named weapons or named items dropped. I probably won't even play it. It feels like Summit all over again, just not in the building. That's how I feel. Hopefully they do add a little bit more changes to it. The hunters are fun, but I can 3-shot a hunter with my pistol and he can't do damage to my shield. So it's just ridiculous. But I think for now, we're going to have to see what happens with the phase 3 of the PTS. I don't want to talk about this update too much because we are yet to receive the full details. So I kept seeing a common occurrence, and myself included. People in the comments section of the videos or on the tweets were always talking about PvP and why there's so many issues, and we cannot understand why we can have a countdown game mode. We can have all these other new items added, but not fix things that to us seem like easy fixes. So I posted this on my Twitter. If you guys haven't seen it, my Twitter link will be down below. Please go and follow me there. This was on April 11th at 5 p.m. I tweeted that could we get an update on some issues currently ruining PvP in the Division 2. I wanted to get some clarification, so I tagged some people that hopefully could assist me or comment and let me know what's going on. So one was corner glitching with the scope or shield. Corner glitching is a problem in the Division 2 if you guys are not aware of it. By now, I'm sure you am. I'm sure you've been corner glitched before. You can be shot by someone when you can't even see them. They are still behind a wall and then you can't shoot them. I don't want to talk about how to do it. I've sent videos out long ago. We've dealt with this before. It hasn't been fixed. Shrapnel traps being too strong. This, I think they've tweaked this in the past, but it's still ridiculous that a person wearing a 5 blue True Patriot build can run in, push one button, and kill the best PvP player in the world. So it's hilarious. Status effects doing PvE damage when respawning. This is something that you would think was easy, and I haven't gotten any kind of clarification on this or any comment. For invisible barriers, shields, these problems are just ruining PvP, and I actually used almost the limit of my tweet. I could have added a multitude of other comments or other numbers. For example, we've got things like sniping. The Nemesis is too strong. I don't think snipers should be able to crit. Why should snipers be able to crit? I can run a 6 blue crit build and one-shot you in the leg. It's ridiculous. I feel like snipers shouldn't crit. You should be promoting headshots or at least a 2-shot to the body. Or at most. At least 2-shot to the body, and then even more, making you spec into reds. Now, we did get some sort of update from this, or a response, and this is what Frederick Thailander said. He said, to be fair, corners are a relatively unsolvable problem. This is in relation to the corner glitching, which is one of the worst problems, because if someone's using a decoy, not only are they invisible, but you can't see them because they're hiding behind a wall, and then they kill you. It's hilarious. In a third-person shooter, unless you want to be frustrating to control, the parallax between the muzzle and the camera has a tolerance, and if that tolerance is too tight, it feels bad to control. Now, this was a bit alarming to me. I thought, well, surely there's got to be some sort of fix for this. Now, they didn't respond to any of my other questions or points that I made, and I feel like they could have at least done that, but it seems as though they're keeping quiet on these problems. They must be just too difficult to fix. That must be the problem. We're thinking, guys, why can't you just fix these small issues? Surely, but no. How strong status effects are in PvP, for example. It's ridiculous. Yes, they are fixing the shields for the next coming update, but for PvP, there's so many big problems. Yesterday, I was on Manhunt 6, and I was getting into a fight with someone. He was about 20 yards from me, and I think I got a kill from someone being down behind me after killing him, and then my screen flashed purple from getting a cache or leveling up in the dark zone, and I couldn't see the guy's head. I missed all my shots because it flashed purple. So there's so many little things that surely that should be fixable, but we have sent all of this in the past, but we never ever get a response. So this was added on top of this. Now, if you guys want to see the thread, there was quite a big conversation going on there. So Sinful said, love when the devs cherry pick one question. They can easily shut down and skip to the rest. Always a great sign of fantastic communication and accountability. Again, I don't work on the project. I was just adding what little info I have. So I did try to reach out to further developers who are currently active, but no response was received. When they just take away the zoom in the C79 scope, that's the main one used for corner glitching. It's the same camera and body position regardless of scope. The only difference is graphical overlay and the field of view. When I ADS without zooming in, I can get shot. If I zoom in, I can't. And in this exact same position, if devs take the zooming in from the scope, they will force the glitches to at least use an 8x. It's at least something. Sounds bad. That should be looked at. Unfortunately, not by me, but I sympathize. So we've spoken about all these problems. I have had conversations in the past with the developers regarding skills, status effects, things like this, and it does seem like these problems are quite complicated. Now, I personally think that we should get a bit more clarification on this. I would love to see some sort of post made where they address all of these issues, but I don't think they can. I think the problem is that PvP right now maybe isn't their main focus. But then again, you look at the update and we have received some nerfs to, for example, shields. They've changed in PvP, but it's a very small section. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, with this current update that we have now, it's not just all of the simple bug fixes that surely should be part of some sort of major fixing update, but it's different game modes. I don't know how many times we've mentioned that we want something like survival. Now, they did say, they've clarified that they will never bring survival back because they don't want to bring another same game mode. They don't want to copy paste. They want to bring something new. Can you imagine if Survival 2.0 came out instead of Countdown? That would have changed everything. We would have brought back a majority of the community and we would have had a great time playing this update. But I'd probably still want to be playing it right now, not just testing stuff for 3 hours and then that's it. So I really do hope that we get something similar to Survival, or at least some more maps in Conflict, or Conflict fixes, because Conflict is terrible right now. It is just a mortar fest. So I really do think that we need to try and focus the main issues of the game and keep pushing it towards the devs. I see too many people complaining about things that aren't really a problem, like the mortar turret. I feel like the mortar turret isn't really a problem, just mentioning that earlier. You can just disable it with one tier 0 jammer pulse. So I really do believe that there are certain issues that need to be rectified first, like invisible barriers are one of them. That's one of my pet hates in the Dark Zone, when I'm trying to strafe and I smack into some invisible wall because someone's shield is dead. It's very annoying, should I say. The current state of the Division 2 right now, if you guys have been watching my streams, I will be streaming tonight on Twitch, so make sure you do follow me there, is really bad. I've been spammed by people not only cheating, but really abusing and showing that they're cheating. Sometimes their name says that they're cheating. It's really hilarious. They're open about it, just saying that the devs don't care about anything. So I actually recently got shot with an automatic crossbow. If you guys didn't see the clip, I'll just play it for you. It's hilarious. Someone was running around the Dark Zone, spamming a crossbow, blowing everything up. It's really funny. If you kill him, you're dead. He'll come and chase you down. It was funny, but at the same time, it's ruining PvP. We've got everyone using all of these things that give you an advantage in PvP. Also aim assist. We've got problems on console. And that's something I want to bring up as well. We need to have a PTS on console. Now, the devs have responded on Twitter about that. I don't want to talk about it too much because there's a reason why you can't have it. We've seen that before. It's also got to do with the rights of Sony and Xbox, Microsoft and things like that. But the problem is that when you look at, especially now, the Catharsis mask, which drops that healing cloud that scales off of armor values, armor regen, if I was a console player, I used to be, if I was a console player now, all I would use is a crit regen build. That's all you need with a shotgun. Strafe, pop, you'll never really die unless someone beams you from range, obviously. But I think we need to test these things on console, because I promise you now, for me testing this on the PTS on PC, I couldn't even kill someone with beaming them in the face. So I can imagine if these things go untested on console, it's going to be a big problem. We're going to have people not dying with regen and Catharsis mask, even with the bonus armor from Heartbreaker gear set. It's going to be a big problem. They need to address these things on console and at least test them, or send some people to test it. I'm not exactly sure. Possibly we could use controllers. That could be a way to do it. But I do know some people have really good aiming on console. I mean, myself, I used to be able to hit headshots on console. It's possible, but it's nowhere near as good as PC. So it is an issue. So we need quite a few changes, guys. I know I've talked about PvP in a actual interview I did on my channel. If you guys want to check it, link will be in the description. It was a while ago. They didn't get much attention from the devs. It never really does. You go into the state of the games, I remember people used to be commenting, nothing was said. There's nothing we can do about it. I think all we can do now is communicate with the developers who are currently communicating with us. It's quite nice, it's refreshing that they are finally discussing things with us, letting us know a little bit of what's going on. But I do believe that the rest of the year we need certain changes in PvP to make it viable, because in my opinion PvP is more or less the end game of a game. Because in PvE, and there's only so many times you can do a raid, there's only so many times you can do it a mission. I mean, soloing legendaries is not difficult anymore. We've got such good items in this game, it's ridiculous. You can shoot one fire chem and kill 4 legendary NPCs. It's ridiculous. So I really do believe that we need some sort of new game mode. We need big changes in PvP. We need some sort of mass amount of gear, brand sets, or bring back previous ways that the gear used to work. Dark Zone, Conflict, we need something else on top of that. Countdown needs to be completely reworked, in my opinion. I know you guys will have lots of comments. We're going to have to see what happens. Like Yannick said, we are going to get a lot of updates this year, which should be changing everything for the better and bringing back everyone. Maybe they've got something in the works that could really shock everyone that is huge. Now, I know we've got Heartland. I know we've got, you know, things like, I think there's other games coming out like the day before. So there's competition as well. And we have got some other things coming out in the future, which I cannot really talk about. But I'm looking forward to seeing what this update brings, what it's going to be like, because like I said, we're still testing. They will change things, I'm sure of it. Once we finalize everything in PTS Phase 3, who knows, maybe some of these problems are actually rectified, because I have seen in the past, and what I've shown you guys is there are some exotic gloves that haven't even been shown in the PTS or spoken about, but I saw them in the actual optimization station, or where you expertise system is located. So it shows that there are some behind the scenes fixes or additions coming in the game, and this has happened before. We've had updates where the M1A was nerfed, so when they didn't even speak about it. So hopefully this is the case. When we get the update, bang bang bang, all these problems I've spoken about today are fixed. I know it's in an ideal world, it's probably not really, it's not really going to happen, I don't think, but hopefully this does change something and just keep the game alive. But at the end of the day, I think for me personally, the amount of years that's gone by, I think we 100% need that Division 3 announcement. That's what I want. I think that's what everybody else wants. We've got Heartland that we've been doing some testing. It's a fun game. It's great. But we need that juicy Division 3 announcement. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Peace out, guys.